Hello everyone and welcome back to Mania 4Q World Cup 2023. And now there's one match in this block in particular, and we're going to be to see Colombia versus Australia. And I'm Mifa and we're commentating with Reveal here. How are you doing?
Doing great. We are now in a brand new day of matches. The previous day we saw a grand total of 7, a couple of teams also being eliminated from the tournament, and this match in particular is going to be one of those. It is a lower bracket matchup, which means the loser of this is going to be eliminated from this year's World Cup. Colombia and Australia, they've never really had that much history in 4K Mania World Cup. This is the first time that they will be facing each other in the 4K Mania World Cup series.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Colombia in history in particular hasn't been like the brightest in terms of in participation in World Cup. Usually you would see Colombia being in the lower seed team. I guess in the sense that qualifiers didn't really show up until we got to the round of 16. But Australia, on the other hand, has definitely some showings consistently from performing from 2015, 2014. I guess in this case, I think Australia has been the consistent regular or the veterans of the World Cup, I guess.
In terms of participation, definitely. They have participated in every single edition of the 4K Mania World Cup. And as for Colombia, they've only started participating since 2021. So they are a relatively new team, a little bit more inexperienced compared to some of the Australian players.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to actually be seeing an interesting matchup. I feel like in this case, Colombia and Australia hasn't been showing up too much in round 32. The scores have been relatively good, but it's not spectacular in any case. I guess in the sense that the team score would be the definition on who's going to win this matchup.
Yeah, Colombia had to face Japan, Australia had to face Singapore, pretty tough opposition. So now that they are in the lower bracket, this is starting to be more of a closer battle between these two teams. So we could see some tighter fights in some of these maps, especially since the map pool is also a lot harder than last weekend's.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see Australia being protecting the Mr. Scratchman, which is just the more easier, I guess, in SV. I guess that makes sense. Also, Colombia protecting the core jack pick. It's just interesting to me.
That is scary to me because you have basically no idea on your opposition's core jack skill set. So if they are protecting liftoff, that is going to be a statement. And also they are banning the custom song The Orbit LN 3.
They go banning. We're banning, so we don't get to see the happy Arnold. Arnold is now sad, but regardless, we'll be seeing Australia's first pick here. I'm kind of curious. Probably going for LNs right away. There it is. Yeah, Infinity.
Yeah, if you have Ruka in your team, you have to be thinking LNs and Our Infinity is coming out. Interestingly also, both SVs open. No bans on the SVs, so something for... Well, I mean, Australia did protect one of the SVs, but Colombia didn't ban the other, so that's something to think about.
Yeah, being SVs left open just would mean that they're well prepared for this. I'm legitimately interested to see if they're actually going to be picked at some point, which Colombia doesn't seem to be particularly annoyed with them, so we'll see. Seeing Alkfor and Ruka for Australia, I wonder who's the third player probably. It's probably gonna be
I think Animgo, because Animgo is in the IFC chat, so Animgo should be the third player for Australia. And this is basically the Colombia LN core, Alexito, Argo, and Marvelous Cosmos.
Oh yeah, Anim Girl would be pretty amazing addition for the LN team, which being the literal veteran of the game actually in particular.
Yeah. I mean, they last played 4 years ago, but they haven't seemed to have rusted that much honestly since then.
definitely. We're seeing I think in particular this kind of pick, it does make sense, but it's also really easy to rush 200s if you're not very well prepared for how dense the island is.
I mean, they're probably gonna exploit, Colombia's kind of jarring L-land weakness here, and especially with Ruka in your team, it's gonna be a padding. But it's also up to Ock4 and Enemigo to keep up.
Yeah, we'll see, because I think in this particular match, we're seeing a couple interesting additions like Ego with Fade-In, which understandably so because of the Fade-In main. Although I'm genuinely interested how to see it actually plays with Fade-In though, because usually you would see a lane cover of some sort, but the Fade-In does make things a little bit interesting to see on how you read them.
Right off the gate, some strong accuracies from Australia's side, 299.9s, but we haven't even gotten into the bone of this map yet.
Yeah, it's going to change. I mean, it's already going wrong. Only 99.8 as the highest in the lobby currently.
Yeah, and that has to go to Ruka, obviously. But oh, Marvelous Cosmos! Catching some of the first few L-land density sections, yeah. All the way down to 98.5, actually dropping a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually got quite a few rush on the more of the long nodes section. I mean, the more of the denser long nodes, kind of just getting lost in there.
Yeah, the nature of this map is if you rush or if you hit too late, you can chain a lot of misses. That's one single miss from Argo, but the accuracy also matching Marvelous Cosmos. That lead is just going to grow towards Australia.
There sounds quite a bit of struggle actually for Oct4 as well, going to like below 99.4 as opposed to like everyone on the lobby has like around 99-ish, only the highest being 99.78 by Ruka here.
Yeah, but they are doing just enough, and the entire Australian team also holding FCs, which is basically gifting Australia such a huge lead, 37,000 points in the first half, and now we're going into the second half really soon.
Not much of the lead has pretty much changed, like 40,000-ish, which is, it requires like 4 or 5 straight misses from Australia to even catch that up, but considering the rushes by Colombia, I don't think that would be easy to catch up.
Yeah, there needs to be a detrimental miss, and it has to be misses. It has to be multiple misses at this point. Alexito doing all they can, still holding the only FC on Colombia's side. But that lead is just growing, it's 46,000 points now.
Yeah, it's just the sheer accuracy, really. With how Australia is gaining accuracy far faster than Colombia right now, it's almost just like literally almost no way to even match that right now. Only 99.3 as the highest from Colombia.
Yeah, and oh, Ock4 does find a miss, but that is way too late. Trades in with Marvelous Cosmos, and Marvelous Cosmos is off worse. And that is an Australian point.
Yeah, I like to give credit where it's due, where with Fade-In is actually even harder to even rip that properly, with only like around almost 99% is actually amazing on that. But yeah, this going to be very clear first point for Australia.
Yeah, that's a statement score from Ruka, so 990k, and immediately Colombia going for Rise 3. They are just stamping that Protect out, saying we want Kojak now.
It's actually... I mean, going for Protect is fine. I just don't know where it's actually going to be. If it's in terms of you would want to go with Protect this early on.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've seen any team protect the Kojak before. Or at least in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the first. Because you would see Protects in SVs or mainly more of the like the speedier picks like Celsius or Come Inside My Heart or something like that, but this is probably the first one I've seen that the Kojak being protected.
Yeah, and when it comes to Kojak, there's very little room for error. We've seen some very, very insane team scores already on this map alone. We saw a total of 2996 from Philippines and 2997 from Japan.
Yeah, we're seeing when a couple of the lobbies being synced up. Interesting 33-point lead by Colombia right now, which just goes to tell the accuracy is actually kind of the most interesting point about this entire matchup with this core jack pick.
And oh my gosh, that's a very early miss from Robert. We're not even in the core jack section yet.
Now we're going into that now.
Yep. So it is going to be advantage Australia. Just from that uncharacteristical miss.
The only saving I was about to say that the only saving grace about the core jack is how you have to miss this early. Like you have to even go to like below 400 combo right now, but that's already a miss, so that negates any addition of the score right now.
And there's another one coming from Robert, but it does trade into Anim Grill. But these accuracies from Emptiness and Alexito.
Well, Saikuto was also not being much of a slouch either, like 99.87, and Alexito finally made a drop right there, right as he said that. The only full combo remaining being like 3 right now: Emptiness, Iron, and Saikuto.
Yeah, and it's 2 FCs to 1, with the accuracy advantage as well, because Robert is down to 99.49.
Still quite a bit left to go here, like around 45 seconds left. Wait, it's where stamina gets to take a hit in these sections right now. The lane is kind of getting denser. Oh, there's a couple of rushes by Iron there, but not too glaring right now.
Yeah, it's not turning into misses, which is very key for Australia.
Reaching out the last 20-second-ish of the map, and Saikuto finally, there's no full combos left for Colombia, and Australia has only 1 remaining now.
Yeah, it's all on Emptiness, but that lead is not changing at all. A little bit of accuracy drop from Australia, so the lead will shrink a little bit, but it's way too late at this point.
Yeah, it's already getting like pretty ridiculous now for the lead to come back up, but Australia will take the break point there, 2-0.
Oh my god, some of these players are playing Minesweeper here. 1-200-151 miss from Saikuto, 1-200-1 miss from Alexito, 1-200-2 100s from Emptiness. That's the nature of core jack maps, really.
I mean, in a sense that core jack picks have always been like the funny meme judgment ratios or something like that. You just avoid 200s, but you get a 50 instead. That's kind of the point, really, for any type of consistency pick.
Now back to Australia, and surely Future Eve. There we go. LN1 coming out. There goes the LN pool.
Alright, there's no more LN, so Australia will have to resort to something that is more hybridish, or maybe even go more to speedier picks. I mean, interesting to see, because I think this doesn't have that much of a showing. In terms of this long note pick in particular.
Believe he only got picked once or twice.
I mean, apart from every other long note picks, I think this one has the least amount of showings. Being like the other is like the L Infinity and the other LN3.
Yeah.
The more popular ones, I say. All right, we'll see. I think this in particular would be pretty interesting. Which the same roster for most of the long node composite com teams in particular. Australia and Colombia has the same team members.
Yeah, I believe this is the same lineup that we saw for our Infinity. A bit of an accuracy tank from Argo at the start. But actually, accuracies across Colombia are quite low compared to Australia.
It does, but actually Australia has a little bit of a decent-ish struggle for keeping a little bit above 99.6, which Animal seems to be the case here. No combos dropped yet so far, so I'm not too concerned about it right now.
Yeah, right now it's just accuracy battle, but there might be some misses coming forth in the first core section. Oh, actually, even before that, Alexito with the first miss of the lobby.
A little bit denser in terms of like how packed the LM walls are.
And there we go, Marvelous being the second one to fall. It's just Argo for Colombia. All three Australians intact. That's a second miss from Marvelous.
Yeah, how do you... Reading with Fade-In is actually even mind-blowing in particular to help you holding in a full combo this far. And Anim Girl finally take the first miss on the Australian side, actually.
Yeah, right at the start of the bridge. But that's just going to be such a small dent to Australia's 42,000 point lead. Oh, actually, another miss, but trades it with Alexito. So it is still going to be 42,000 points.
Still around the same lead as before, really. Like 43,000-ish. And the accuracy lead is just, on average, is just really what Colombia's down at right now.
Yeah, it's just the Ruka show right now, but Oxford isn't too far behind.
Understandably so, yeah. 99.6 for both of them, really.
But this lead, already 60,000 points, I think it's pretty much over unless a huge drop happens from Australia across the board. But that lead's just growing, 68,000, 70,000 actually, potentially.
Yeah, none of the Colombians have like 99 at all right now. The accuracy drops are really a tank at the ending. But regardless, it's still impressive showing for both of these teams, really.
Oh wow, that ratio from Ruka, what? Like, they got more 200s, but they still got the highest accuracy.
That's what ratio does. It's really powerful when you think about it.
It is really powerful.
That's 3-0 for Australia. We'll see what Colombia decides to retaliate here.
I'm thinking one of the tech, either Innocent Revolver or Celsius.
Innocent Revolver would be like the quote-unquote easier tech picks. Well, I mean, I guess this in a sense this is probably the easiest right now because Happy Arnold is different because it has different things about the jump stream and whatnot. Celsius is the hardest one right now if you compare it to Happy Arnold right now.
Yeah, Innocent Revolver is more burst-based, Celsius is very dumb-focused. Oh, neither is gonna be picked, it's gonna be Come Inside My Heart.
Speedier pick still, but this is pretty trippy for a pick like this, so it's more prone to any kind of risk to choke. So interesting to see.
Yeah, both players actually picked the Rice one from last weekend, which was Hajimete. Colombia were 26 on that, and Australia was 16th, with a difference of 43,000 points. So technically speaking, Australia do have a slight advantage when it comes to the stream pick. But we'll have to see. This is a lot harder.
Yeah, this kind of pick, it kind of fluctuates in BPM. Not entirely 315 equivalent streams. There's some bits of burst here and there, but I guess in this case, Colombia was pretty comfortable with it right now. I think this is probably the only pick to go. And if Colombia does win, they have Celsius open right now.
Yeah, the rice pool is still pretty open. And Australia now have to bank on hybrids and maybe the SV.
Already going to see a couple of slight accuracy advantage for Colombia. Have a little bit of rocky start for Australia this early in, but nevertheless, it's really not the streams yet.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into the very fast streams yet. So right now it's just to build accuracy up, and there we go. First bursty stream.
All eyes on every choke on the more accuracy drops really. This is getting a little bit trickier. I guess there's some bits of embedded mini trails.
Oh, Billabong tripping up in accuracy down to 99.6, and that's giving Australia a very small advantage.
Oh wow, there's like about 2,000 pointers this kind of at this point in time.
Yeah, Emptiness is doing really well, MVPing for Australia 99.88. Almost, beating Alexito 99.84, but practically just matching at this point.
Alright, there comes more, a little bit more. There's a bit. Ooh. There we go. It's good for. Is really prone to choke, and Anim Girl takes the first victim here.
Yeah, and with that, it is now a Colombian lead.
Oh no, Roberto actually dropping like 9.7.5. It's actually like 0.15% here. It's probably gonna equalize it a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually gonna equalize here. Oh my god, it's like what, 1,000 point-ish?
Australia need to hold though. NM Girls also dropping a little bit of accuracy themselves. Oh, but Billabong corner 200. This is gonna be super close.
Girl is really kind of struggling like below 9.4 right now. So it's, if anything, the draws are trading.
Yeah, but we still got another section here, and this is where the stamina kind of gets to you as well.
I'm really clenching on the on the bottom on the screens right now, because any kind of drop is fatal.
Oh, Robert dropped to 200. Is that enough? Is that enough for Australia?
Oh my god, it's actually really close. Oh my god, 2,000-ish points.
2,000. Oh, those accuracy drops. Emptiness! MVP Australia, one single 200. That is key.
That's a black flag for Emptiness, and Octor is doing a good job on really holding those two players from Colombia down. But again, that one miss is almost fatal for Australia there.
That was really close, really. Emptiness pulling Australia through second break point of the match.
If anything, that doesn't really tell, because Celsius is out there for Colombia to pick right now. So
yep.
It's interesting to see.
Colombia still can pick, even if they lose the next one. It is still, you know, the rice maps are still available.
There's no LNs left, and they're going for SV1 Air Protect now.
Okay, interesting. Australia didn't play any of the SV maps last weekend.
So I'm probably guessing that this is probably either like Ruka or something, or Adrenaline maybe? I don't know.
Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe Adrenaline.
Yeah, we'll see Ego, Marvel's Cosmos, and Roberto. I think it's probably the same roster for LN team for Colombia.
Wait,
understandably so.
Argo playing this? Is Argo actually gonna play this? Because they are afraid in main.
Well, I don't think it's probably gonna help change much with Faden.
We do see HD Adrenaline in the lobby now. I was thinking Alexito actually for Colombia, but it doesn't seem like that will be the case. That is going to be our final 6. Will it be Faden on the SV?
I mean, that's a possibility. There, yeah, it is. Oh god, okay.
Okay.
How do you... if you change the scroll speed to what Fade-In does, would the slow jam be like almost a snail-like
The
scroll
slow
speed?
jam would be even slower.
I mean, it does increase the scroll speed by the look of things. Just to offset the how the slow jam would be.
And already Argo finding a couple of early drops, or late drops I think.
Does have some issues in the
Accuracy
beginning.
Yeah.
Oh
First hit
yeah.
from Robert.
Already like an average 97-ish for Colombia right now, and Australia is really much going ham with this in terms of lead.
I'm just impressed that Argo is going to try to play this with Fade-In. Oxford actually dropping out the 99%, but HD Adrenaline and Iron doing really well for Australia. Marvelous also in the 99s.
I mean, it's after the 400, and Ego's Fade-In is at maximum cover. So it's just really hard to tell what the next nodes are on what position they are in.
Ooh. Robert tripping up the rhythm there. And Argo from the transition. That's a miss. And oh, entire Colombia gone. Iron misses as well. That's really a definitive point.
Yeah, 100,000 point is already almost impossible to climb over unless with a really massive disconnect from Australia, but I don't think it's really that much of a point to get through.
Yeah, and even with the miss from Iron still holding the highest accuracy. And now we have this just easy swing section towards the end here. And that leash is just gonna grow towards Australia.
Yeah, we don't need 2 Soul FCs. I guess, not to call it that early, but I mean, this is really gonna be a point for Australia, regardless of what happens. It's a 5-0 on potential match point right now.
Yep, it is indeed match point. So Colombia, this could be their last chance to score.
It's gotta be Celsius, isn't it? Like, you would consider coming inside my heart being really close. It's probably gonna be Celsius, isn't it?
It should be Celsius. I won't be surprised if they try Innocent Revolver. But it's like either or at this point. I don't know if they want to go Infinity Rage. I don't think they should. And I don't think they should touch hybrids at all.
Maybe Colombia can surprise us. I don't know. Maybe they're probably going for the other SV, which is the big move.
Imagine Complex. Imagine. That would be like the plot twist of the century.
Yeah, it does more make sense when Colombia had like Celsius going in. Well, but it's still really risky.
Yeah, there we go.
Celsius is in. Celsius is in. Literally, what Colombia picks are all on the left side.
Wow, you're right. And they are all Rice. So Rice 1, Rice 3, and Rice 5.
If Colombia still holds on, they're probably gonna be picking bad for me or something.
Oh no! They'll be shooting themselves in the foot probably. But okay, I like this. Because Colombia, they have a very close tech. Rice 5 from last weekend. Difference of 879 points compared to Australia. So this could be really close.
I mean, I guess in a sense this is a different type. You would consider Poppy being the closest comparison to this, but this is way too continuous to be a more of a dumb-based pick.
Yeah, like what we've already seen with Rice 1. You know, if Australia just have a few more trip-ups, Colombia can actually score.
Interesting to see. Probably is going to be seeing Oct 4. I mean, probably going to be Oct 4 for Australia, isn't it?
I'm actually thinking Ruka? Either Ruka or Adrenaline, actually. Oh no, it is actually going to be Oct 4, okay. Because Oct 4 didn't play any of the Rice maps last weekend.
Well, he does now for Come Inside My Heart.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to be struggling that much for like Come Inside My Heart with grade 200s last time. What is Adam Go really pretty much trolling out there? But regardless, we'll see how this actually pans out for Colombia with Celsius, and you love to see Ayaka in the background. Well, you know, easy. Although
yeah,
I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what happened to Adam Go.
Yeah. Adam Go went to play Minecraft.
Alright, they won.
Said in the chat.
Alright, they won. Yeah, it's 1-5. Nah. Count.
Okay, let's redo this.
Yeah, hopefully
let's not have anyone leaving.
You get sent back to the Creeper realm. Alright, hopefully no more issues this time around. Hopefully not being sent back to the Minecraft realm, but regardless, we'll see.
This is a relatively short map, so misses count a lot more.
Alright, we already see
from Alexito. Yeah, probably just not prepared with the intro. Like, the intro just... Like, it gives you no warning, dump. That's it.
It's just way too continuous to be like a more dumb base pick, but again, yeah, there's no warning about that, yeah.
The entire Australian team actually holding 99.7 and higher, Octo climbing up to 99.8 potentially.
It's essentially just what it is. Like, there's no stopping once you get through this.
Yeah, and that's a miss from Saikuto. That's 2 misses to none. And we're already almost approaching the halfway mark.
I'm consistently amazed by how people can act this really well. Like, if you're going to like 99.7, 99.8, and even though this kind of dumb is really just what it is, but it's very continuous, and I'm very amazed by that.
Yeah, this is such like a difficult map when like you think round of 16, like I think back like maybe half a decade ago, this would not be round of 16 at all. So to see some of these like lower seeded teams play this map and still score such high accuracies. I mean, Emptiness is holding almost 99.8 still. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, Alexito does climb back up to like 9.6, just matching Random Girl with that, even with a miss.
Yeah. Valiant effort from the Columbia side, as well as Robert, never mind. I was about to say Robert holding FC, but they drop alongside Anim Go, so 2 FCs, Oct 4 and Emptiness.
2 FCs, yeah, there is 2 FCs. And with that, Australia actually clean sweep. Yeah, 6-0 for Australia. Will advancing forward to the quarterfinals, and unfortunately, Colombia will be knocked out.
Yeah, commiserations to the Colombian team. They did pretty well, definitely kept things really close, especially with Vice 1. While as Australia were able to stamp a victory, a dominant victory really across most of the maps. So with that, they will be facing the loser of, let me see. The loser of Vietnam-Thailand.
Vietnam-Thailand. I mean, that's coincidentally, that's also gonna be the next match in the next 8 hours, or 8 or 9 hours actually. So
yeah,
realistically speaking, that Vietnam versus Thailand is probably like one of the, like, probably the closest match so far, in terms of predictions.
I mean, yeah. it's seed 8 versus seed 9. Like, that match is gonna be a bloodbath, and especially since it is a Southeast Asian clash, you know that there's gonna be bloodshed.
Yeah, there we go. You
bracket.
See brackets like that. You would be constantly wondering what would be the case for Australia will be facing forwards, and with the other side on the other side of the left side, right there, which we still have like Venezuela versus Mexico. We also have like Ukraine versus Peru, and yeah, it's actually gonna be wild, especially for the quarterfinals. And quarterfinals pool is actually pretty stupidly hard, actually.
Oh, the pools are just gonna get harder from here. Like you think this pool in the round of 16 is hard, like quarterfinals is another level up. But yeah, with that being said, we are going to take a relatively long break because this was only a single match block, but remember to stay tuned in about, I think, what, 8 hours, I believe? 8 or 9 hours?
Yeah, it's around. It's just around when 14 UTC is probably going to be like the match for Vietnam versus Thailand. So it's relatively around like 9 hours at best.
Yeah, and actually speaking of which, there will be 2 matches: Vietnam, Thailand, and Brazil, Hong Kong. Brazil, Hong Kong will be on the B stream, Vietnam, Thailand on the A stream. So do check back here in roughly about 9.5 hours for those 2 matches. But yeah, I think that will be it from us.
Yeah, relatively busy block for those entire 9 hours straight, and we'll take a break. So stay tuned in like the 14 UTC, and that's probably going to be the busiest block ever for today. So we'll see you right soon.